I want to preface this by saying I watched this entire section. Uh, this is why I don't like wrestling podcasters. A lot of you are so disingenuous. A lot of you new age wannabe bold progressive motherfuckers that were. I'm gonna call them out because I don't really give a shit. All you defend all black women, defend all black wrestlers. Y'all are so full of shit that I can't believe anyone takes y'all seriously. The amount of journalistic like integrity that you guys lack is shocking. I know I these are not people who are hired by good companies. They don't have any big reputations to defend or any actual like consequences for the things that they disingenuously frame. But this, I gotta call out. This is just a fucking hack job. A lot of you are full of shit. I saw one of you. I'm not going to name the account or the podcast because I don't do that here. I don't like to do shit like that. When I was younger, oh yeah, that's got to be a whole topic. But he was basically talking about how like just bring up all this shit about Swerve. Talking about Swerve likes to do this and throw black people under the bus. Blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. And then tries to compare him in the same vein as Logan Paul. Yeah, I already knew this was going to be some BS, but my God, this is just takes the cake of bullshit. So, by the way, shout out to Top Dollar too. I knew I didn't like this dude. I always felt he had an annoying attitude, and then he goes and proves it, and indirectly proves Swerve, and I guess in everyone's mind, right? Because the whole implication with Swerve is trying to say that Top Dollar was the reason the group got released. This is the implication by everyone. If you actually watched this interview and actually did your like listened and didn't go in with a preconceived notion and narrative, this is not what happened. Unbiasedly, even though you could say I'm biased, I don't like Top Dollar, but I could tell you this right now. I don't like a lot of wrestlers. I don't like most wrestlers in any community. I don't really like wrestlers to begin with. I think, again, they're the same problem I have with actors, but we're not going to go into that. But I'm looking unbiased here, and I got to keep it 100 with you guys. The fact that I'm seeing Vlad TV as a reason that this is somehow a bad interview is how I already know there's some bullshit. A lot of y'all like to feign all this bullshit, beauty pageant talking points of how you want to be so virtuous. But when it comes to telling the truth and actually being objective and actually being fair, y'all are full of shit. And it's been that way. So I don't sub to any wrestling podcasts. They're all trash.
We meet with Vince or whatever. Apparently, one of the members of the group was just like, man, they complained at the office because he was calling, asking for a flight. What's going on? And they're like, we can't disclose that.
Can you pay attention to that? Pay attention to that when he says calling for her flight. Talking about BFAB. I mean, I don't know why he didn't just say names at this fucking point. I think that was the one part I will say. It's kind of pointless to not say names. We all know BFAB, Ashanti, and Top Dollar. We all know who you're talking about. We ain't stupid. I mean, you had to be dumb to not understand that. But yeah, I wish he'd just do that. But keep in mind, this issue is about a conversation concerning breaking policy. So that automatically to me is something where Top Dollar is in the wrong if that's what happened. You're not supposed to do that. Breaking policy is just, what are you doing? That's entitlement talking. You don't just break policy. It's a privacy policy. Sorry, but people just got to do that. You got to live by that.
Information to you. He's like, what? And he started getting aggressive on the phone, apparently, at Titan Towers. So they're saying, so we're meeting with Vince. We have to talk to Vince about this because he was apparently upset with it. He was like, first off, that's none of your business. So you're a talent. You do this. You worry about what you do. Don't worry about anybody else, even if it's in your group. You worry about what you do. That's how we do it. That's a respect thing. We're just sitting there in the hallway, this arena, Bruce Pritchard behind him. Bruce Pritchard behind him, Lauren Knight's behind him, and Vince is right here. And they're just sitting there, standing like puppy dogs, just watching Vince just bark at us. And I was just like...
Again, if you actually really listen to this is not about Top Dollar. This is bitterness towards Vince McMahon. How people misinterpreted this to go all the way to Top Dollar's the victim of anything because Top Dollar decided to be an idiot and make this ridiculous thing all about him. It just shows you how bad we are lacking journalistic integrity and how bad people just don't want to actually listen to things and just be told things to fit their narrative. Because this interview was not, a lot of people didn't watch the interview live. So this section wasn't released yet. This just got released last night. And all these podcasters And I questioned a few of them because I don't trust these dudes. I know they're full of it 98% of the time. Like, a lot of them are just not trustable people. I'm sorry, we're going to not trustworthy people. Just going to keep it a buck. But they go, respectfully, I'm the one watching the interview, you're not. Okay, awesome, bro. When it comes out, have fun with that. And this is why I block them on Twitter. I do not want any of these fuckers on my timeline. I don't like you wrestling podcasts. I think you are, again, full of shit. And you guys do put no effort, no work ethic into trying to prove a point versus running with narratives and appeasing your dumb audience. This is just dumb. This entire issue is a nothing burger. And it's actually terrifying that this ballooned up into what it is based on nothing. But Swerve is now the bad guy because, what, this? I mean, if you want to say he's bitter at WWE, I guess I can agree to that. And that's fine, but all this other shit is just completely and absolutely conjecture, hearsay, and projection. A lot of it by Top Dolla. Why? I don't even know.
Wow. So he's like, so I think that heat got on us right there. And he's just like, but like, he's like, nobody just asked for a meeting with me. There's people that worked for me 15 years that's never had a meeting with me. And I don't know who.
He's trivializing Vince McMahon as a person. Because he's sarcastically recounting how Vince McMahon is. Like, talking like, oh, how dare you talk to me? He's blaming Vince. How you guys somehow got in your head this is about Top Dolla. And again, Top Dolla did this because this is what Top Dolla does. And I've seen Top Dolla do this 1,000 times on Twitter. He'll make a situation about him so fucking fast. And it's why I don't like the dude. I even got into it with him one time because I'm like, well, why do we need, I'm like, that's great, but why do we need to support China again? You know? Like, yeah, you can say whatever, criticize, but it doesn't mean you got to support the Chinese government. He goes, oh, Chuckle, I've been to China, you haven't. I'm like, first off, what if I did go to China? That still would not negate anything. The Chinese government versus your experience as a fucking tourist in China are two totally separate things. It's just dumb. What? Again, and then he blocked me instantly too. This is why I don't like Top Dolla. This shit like this, why I don't like the dude. And it doesn't surprise me that this is involving him. And then I always thought about it. Of course he had heat on him backstage. This is a dude that was getting shit on by Michael Cole any chance Michael Cole got. That's because you got heat on you, bro. So clearly there's some truth there. You can read in between the lines on how people are treated on camera. Top Dolla was, of course, had heat on him. All right? And here's the other thing he said that made me laugh. He goes, this is why we were brought back. As if it was to say, oh, this is why we were brought back and you weren't. I'm like, brother, Swerve was on his way to AEW regardless because of the money or whatever. Or maybe he just really hated fucking WWE for the way that they treated this entire situation, which you will come across and see. That's kind of what the issue is. The whole thing was to bring in Hit Row with Swerve. Because I'm sorry, brother. Listen, I'm impressed that AJ Francis has gotten as far as he has in his business, but he is not even a tenth of the talent that Swerve is. This is not me talking shit. This is just legit fucking like realness here. He isn't anywhere near the talent. That entire group is nowhere near the talent of Swerve. Maybe B-Fab has a chance to do something, and I hope she does do something with her career. I think she's a bright future if she keeps on this path. But in terms of success, come on. In terms of talent, come on. In terms of like just everything, come on. We all know Swerve is the shit when it comes to this. So the whole intention of bringing the group was trying to get Swerve back. It didn't work out, and that's why your group got released. Well, you did. Ain't it funny? The one person who got released out of all this was you. Twice. Everyone else, only one time this happened. So, you tell me, bro.
Some of them are like, you still employ these people for 15 years. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And I was like, oh, cool. I feel honored now. So I'm like talking to Vince. And so we got the little bit of scolding, but like it was just the one member of the group that made that call. And like that apparently who he was talking to in the office complained about he was aggressive on the phone or whatever.
I want you to pay attention to the way he just like quoted that. That is trivializing the entire event. Swerve doesn't actually believe that this is what happened. Though I'm not starting to have my doubts with the way that Mr. Dum Dum over here tries to make everything about himself. He's basically trivializing what Vince is telling them. He put the quotes up saying, I mean, I guess that's what I was told, but basically like, I don't believe this shit, and whatever. I think it was an excuse to fire us for some bullshit reason. This is the entire implication. If you actually read between the lines, not read between what annoying podcasters try to tell you because they're trying to pander to their group. No, I'm talking about reality. That's what was being said here.
Who's to say how that conversation actually went? Probably a recorded phone call on that bitch somewhere. I don't know. But
see how he don't even take a side. You're saying he threw he threw him under the bus, but he's basically saying, I don't know. He's basically saying, I want to hear the recorded phone call because he doesn't believe this shit. That's what he wants to say. If he threw him under the bus, he wouldn't have said all this, and he wouldn't have put quotes around aggressive. He's basically saying Vince is saying that shit as an excuse. I don't know how you guys misread this. I don't know how you guys managed to make this into your narrative, but a lot of y'all do this shit. And it comes down to y'all just don't like Swerve because the way he talks, because the way he carries himself, and it's just the truth. It's been that way because all the implications a lot of these podcasters bring on Swerve have no verification, have no backing, and have no proof. The only thing you guys really have is the fact you complain about an all-black PWI list, which, whatever. I don't like that list either because PWI is my best wrestler. We're going to do that for every race now? No. Come on. Put best wrestler, bro. Put a ball up top, motherfucker. Put the ball in the court and let's go. Let's rank. That's like ranking in the NBA best white players. That's dumb as hell, bro. No, let's ball up top, rank. I agree with him on that, but y'all can cry about that all you want. I think it's pandering, but whatever.
It's real quick how Vince was talking about that, and he switched it but we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Again, if you're not reading what he's telling you, let me translate in common sense-anese. Vince is a fake candy ass. Pick up on it. I don't know how you guys are not seeing what's being talked about. I can't believe Top Dolla was stupid enough to make this a bigger issue than it was. And you know what? That probably fractured the friendship. I wouldn't even contact him after this shit because Top Dolla proved himself to be the problem. Because this is what you're telling me is this you getting thrown to the bus? This? Huh, bro. Unless you were Vince McMahon, I don't know how the hell you could take that and make it into something it's not.
We got some good stuff for you coming up. Okay, cool. We did a segment with Sami Zayn on SmackDown. They came to the back, shook Vince's hand, it was great. You got to smile. Make sure you put that smile on out there or whatever. All right, cool. Go to the back locker room. We're
I hate Vince so much.
Okay, I think that went well. And then Sami Zayn comes back. He's like, apparently Vince didn't like it. Vince hated it. Wow.
And again, see how he's pointing back to how fake Vince is. Vince is the type of dude to smile and go, all right, you guys are good. No, y'all are going to get fired soon. You guys are cooked. He basically lied, implicated to them. So, and that's another thing. The whole implication that Swerve was snitching on people, the WWE saying, oh, they're going here and here. Where's your proof on that? Because I've watched interviews with this dude. That is not how I think he looks at the situation. And why would he in fact, his entire hatred seems to be disrespect versus money. I don't even think it was the money with WWE. I think it was disrespect. He felt so disrespected by WWE with the way they handled a lot of these situations that it's something he can't let go of now. Whether you think it's fair or not, or right or not for him to be like that, that's your prerogative. But where we're getting this snitch nonsense or all, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of shit where you guys just don't like this dude because the way he talks, the way he carries himself, there's literally nothing here. And again, it's why I side-eye these wrestling podcasters with this whole bullshit narrative of we care about our brothers and sisters, blah, blah. No, you don't. You just care about people who agree with you, with your views, your fucking, agendas. I mean, the Top Dolla said I was offending a black woman and blah, blah. Like, what? Where did this even get to that point? This is not what was said. And even then, this is about flight information and breaking policy. So if that's what happened, Top Dolla, you are in the wrong. Even then, Swerve didn't throw you under the bus. He basically tried to trivialize the situation. He basically said, yeah, you might have been wrong, but I think this is bullshit. And they were looking, basically what Swerve was trying to say is they were looking for a reason to fire all you. They didn't like your group. So they made up a bullshit reason. That's what happened. They were looking for reasons. They were looking to fucking cook you. They were looking to lie on your name. And Top Dolla might have been the one who took the bait or whatever. And they found a perfect patsy. And they used that to make bullshit excuses to get rid of y'all. End of story. That's what he's basically saying here. Read between the lines without reading into it. And I cannot for the life of me understand how people are not seeing that. It just sounds like a reading what you want to see versus not seeing for what it is.
We're like, well, we just saw him like 5 minutes ago. He's like, yeah, apparently he just didn't like it. All right, okay. Next thing you know, one of the group members gets appendicitis. He can't wrestle. So now it's just left me and the big guy to have these tag matches. Apparently he upset somebody.
And by the way, again, this part, I do agree with. And I'm sorry to Top Dollar here. If you watch, you want to say I'm wrong. Brother, I saw the way they treated you on camera. Connecting dots, this is around the same time frame you were getting made fun of for that botch. And Michael Cole was on your ass. Meaning you did piss someone off backstage. I've never seen an announcer go off on someone so many times like Michael Cole did on Top Dollar. And I was like, man, what the hell did he do? This was literally jokes by us fans. Man, what did he do backstage to piss someone off? What you want me to say at this point? Yes, this is what happened. And you mad because it's the truth. You ain't mad because you feel you got thrown under the bus. You mad because it's the truth. And even then, it's not throwing you under the bus, brother. You made this about yourself. When in reality, this is about Vince. He's making fun of the culture at WWE. He's not sitting there throwing anyone under the bus. And this is the type of dishonest bullshit framing that I can't stand from these podcasters. And y'all want to say it so bad because it's just dancing around the words. Y'all want to call him the C word. You want to call it to him. You want to call him. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, well, it's Cartman's superhero alter ego. Let's just say it like that. And it's fucking corny and pathetic. I have more respect for a lot of you who just said it versus y'all just dancing around it like the clowns that y'all are. Have the balls and just say it. Just be full ignorant. It's okay. At this fucking point, you might as well.
Back somewhere, somehow. I remember that I'll never forget to this day. It was like before the show, rehearsal and everything. We go over the segment. I come through the back and Bruce Pritchard just sitting by himself and the gorilla position. And he's just like, hey, Swerve. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know, you're the veteran of this group, right? You've been doing this the longest. You have the most experience. I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, all right, take control. I was like, oh, okay. 2 weeks later, we all get let go.
Somehow, in Top Dollar's mind, that entire segment was aimed at throwing him under the bus. Bro, ain't about you. This was about how Vince treats his talent and how fake he is. How fake WWE is with their talent. He is bitter over the fact that they disrespected all of you. And you're mad that you felt you got thrown under the bus. Talk about like misreading something, making all about you. That's what Top Dollar does. But I watched that whole segment. I played it for y'all and I pinpointed what he was trying to say. Now, granted, you can say, man, you just caping for him, whatever. I don't really give a shit. I'm just telling you what was said on the fucking goddamn interview. Here's the thing. When I see people bring up the fact he's on live TV, which is irrelevant and a misnomer to what you are trying to say, that's strike one. Strike two, bringing up some situation that was never even mentioned on this entire interview with the BFAB shit, saying you're defending black women, blah, 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 blah. That's strike two. Strike three, and the biggest strike of all, and this is what gets me, y'all bringing up this man's character. He's from a military background. He's from this. What the fuck does that have to do with what was said? And this is the interview. This is what people got mad over. You people are awful. And a lot of you wrestling pod, all of you, I can name you by name. Consider me never a viewer of any of you motherfuckers. Y'all shouldn't even have a following. The fact that people take you seriously is terrifying. The IWC is a joke. And the fact here is this. I've dealt with niggas like this my whole life. We're going to keep it real on the real. Y'all are so fucking snake and mischievous. You're full of shit. You're snakes. You're op-ep. You're op-ep. You're the devourer. You know what that means? You're snakes. Okay? You are in the fucking Egyptian biblical motherfucking sense. Not biblical, but you know what I mean. The Egyptian mythological sense. You're snakes. Because you guys think you're about all these other things, but reality is you're just as ignorant and you're just as fucking hateful because you only have an issue with Swerve, not based on any incredible issues. He's just a black nerd and y'all don't like the fact that he talks proper, he has certain views you don't like. That's it. And you feel that he doesn't have solidarity with the rest of the locker room that happens to be brown. And that's childish. Do better, a lot of you. It's embarrassing that this had to actually went through. And this is an embarrassing take on a lot of parts. So I don't listen to any of these podcasts. I hate every single one of them. I don't care if you're JD. I don't care if you're any of these other fucking podcasts. I don't care what your name is. I mentioned JD by name because I just don't like to do, but even then, he has more integrity than a lot of you, which is sad. JD of all people. JD of all people. That's sad. And here's the thing. I can name y'all by name. Ain't no point. Yo, a lot of you in the wrestling spaces know who I'm talking about. You know which ones you see frequenting on the fucking on the trends and shit. You know what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers are full of shit. And I didn't like y'all from the start because I knew exactly what you guys were all about. And to see this further cements why I can't stand y'all. And to be honest, I think this is just defamation at this point almost. Like, it's almost defamation. But I'm actually impressed Swerve didn't respond to this. I would have been furious. But this is a joke. I think a lot of you are just agenda-driven douchebags, and I don't believe you have integrity. Because this was just pathetic. And Top Dolla, this is why you were let go. I can see why. Your attitude is ridiculously out of whack. You actually got butthurt over this? Man, grow up. I knew I didn't like this dude. Corny.